Hi, my name is Michael J. Bowman. I'm from Houston, Texas, and I'm directing All in the Timing, 6 one-act plays by David Ives. I was drawn to this show first and foremost because I knew it would be fun to do. Secondly, I knew it was going to be funny, and they sound like the same thing, but they're not really. I think laughter is the world's best medicine, and let's be honest, the world needs a lot of medicine right now. And it brings me back to a time where comedies were made for the sake of comedy. Laughter was done for the sake of laughing, and jokes were made for the sake of joking, and there was no deep meaning behind it. And I love that idea. I think that's great. I spent a lot of time in my room. I read the play a lot. I listened to a lot of show-relevant music. I watched a lot of interviews with David Ives, not just about the show, but just him in general, to learn more about him and his process and how he arrived at these shows. And it's fascinating. You know, I learned things like he writes all of his shows by hand before he types them. And I think that's just really cool, and it shows a lot about this show and the author. So, yeah. I think the most challenging and meaningful part for me is to decide how to make people laugh. I ask myself a lot, with everything going on in the world, is it really appropriate to make jokes about those things, considering how serious they are to a lot of people? But I eventually realized that if we use a platform to make people think about what's going on, and specifically the platform of comedy to make people think about what's going on, then the laughter won't do its job. It won't be healing. Laughter needs to be felt, not thought about. At the beginning of this process, I wish I had known how difficult casting would be. I've been on the other side of the table so many times that I sort of took the process for granted, but it's actually the most stressful thing I've done throughout this entire process so far. We saw a lot of talent in the audition room, and it was near impossible to narrow it down to eventually 5 people. Yeah, that was by far something I wish I had known way ahead of time. I normally really love working alone. You know, give me a group project, I will do it solo any day of the week. But I learned that I don't like to do this alone. I don't like to direct alone. I like to have as many collaborators, as many people helping me as possible, because I feel like the more people are around me, the more those creative ideas come to me, the more inspiration I can get. And so I've been talking to everyone I can, cast, crew, professors, other student directors. It's been great. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, if you could do some basic research on Trotsky and Philip... No, I'm kidding. Don't think too much. That's all I can say. If you don't think too much and you just come in ready to have a good time, you will have a good time. I promise. Thank you for supporting Sam Houston State University's Department of Theater and Musical Theater. Please enjoy All in the Timing, 6 one-act plays by David Ives.